What's up, everybody? Anthony here, Empire Music, empiremusic.com. New this week, back in the building, fresh off a beautiful, beautiful vacation for many reasons. A, I got engaged on that vacation celebration, right? Also, it was just absolutely a gorgeous 9-day trip. Actually, I think a 10-day trip to Vancouver, to Alaska, to Seattle, and really was dynamite and got to spend some great time with my fiance Valerie. So very happy to be back in the shop though, get back into kind of the swing of things here, get into that nice little work schedule that we have here at Empire Music and get to show you guys some amazing guitars. I have 10 beautiful, beautiful instruments. One bass that I'm super excited about that I showed off back at the NAMM show earlier this year when Joe, Justin, and myself were out there. And it's really, really cool. I'm excited about that, as well as some Gibsons, just a dynamite lineup. So taking that week off, we promised you some great stuff. We definitely have it. So again, great to be back in the shop. Trade-in event was over, right? So that's old news. We still want your used gear though. And if you missed out on that trade-in event where we were doing, a discount at a certain price tier and giving you some great trade value, we're still doing most of that by way of the great trade value. We'll send you labels to get your guitars to us or your basses to us for an easy upgrade, easy sell, whatever you want to do. If you're on the website, in the upper, I guess that would be, if I'm looking at it, the right-hand corner, you'll see a little trade-in portal. You can click on that and get right into a submission form to let us know what you have. Easy way to do that, or just email me, any of us. It's our first names at empiremusic.com, or just call the shop, 412-343-5299. But stay tuned, because this summer, we're gonna be offering some really, really great deals on used, on trades, so some really, really cool stuff in the works, as well as we've had 2 really, really good in-store events this year. We're gonna have another one coming up that we're really excited about here. I'll allude to it a little bit, so if you know our brands, you might know what I'm talking about. But there's an acoustic brand that's also got some electric stuff going on that's out of this world. Have a nice little mashup with those guys here in the shop coming up shortly. Stay tuned for details on all that stuff. But let's dive into some of these guitars, because I got 10 to get through, and you know me, I'm long-winded. I already spent too much time at the beginning of this video, as I always do, so I'm rushed at the end, but we're gonna get through it. So here's the bass I was talking about. We saw this at the NAMM show, and it confused my dumb bass player brain because I'm looking at it and I'm saying something's not right here, because we usually see this on a P bass, but we have a jazz bass special, but with PJ configuration. So it looks unique and cool and confusing, and I love it, because I love things that are just a little bit different. We've seen everything at this point, right? Not just us at Empire Music. I think the whole music ecosystem out there, we've seen everything. We don't see this very often. I can't recall ever seeing this in a custom shop. Jazz bass body, P, J, RSD bridge, J neck on it. So we have the offset jazz body in this beautiful, like, aged tobacco burst, the classic 3-knob layout, 57 hand wound pickup in that. So raised A pole pieces, 7 1/4 radius, that all matches. Vintage jazz bass pickup in that. I remember this sounding really good at the NAMM show. I'm gonna do some more content on this later today. That should be out later this week. AAA rosewood fretboard, 60U neck on it. So we have a lot of specs and a lot of things that we're very familiar with, just kind of all mashed into one. And we love the mint green guard. It looks so good on every finish, even on a tobacco burst, something classic like that. Mint green's still killing it. And then back in stock, 68 jazz bass. So we move towards a little bit more of a modern touch when we get into the block inlays, the bound neck on it. But similar in neck profile, so 60s U on that, which I always say feels kind of like a C-shaped neck when we get it over that 1.5 inch. And vintage jazz bass pickups in this. So no P pickup here. Sorry to disappoint you on the jazz bass body there. In classic aged black, very, very cool. These always sell well and sound very, very good. And then 2 I was obsessed with these for a hot minute because I saw one of my favorite bass players, Ian Martin Allison, was digging into like the bass 6 stuff. So I got obsessed with owning one of these, and I never did pull the trigger on it because it was just a price tier I couldn't quite agree with for something that I probably won't play that much, although something that would be kind of cool to expand the arsenal at home. RSD bass 6, RSD meaning we have the RSD bridge on it, and then we get into a 60, I think it's a 61. Check out the bridge on that, the more standard old school vintage style bridge on it. That has the cool mute on it. You see how that kind of works there. Press that down. I know the Sean Hurley bass has that on that. Get right into that kind of Motown-y sound on a bass, or just kind of dampen out the strings on it. Slightly different pickups on these. This one's an aged Sherwood green metallic, again, vintage style. That one's in the 3-tone Sunburst. They both have the Jaguar pickups in it. This has the beveled pole pieces on it. They're beveled magnets. And you see this one has the flat, totally flush magnet on that. You know, I should know if that has a sonic difference on it. I don't know if that changes the kind of magnetic field ever so slightly. Maybe we can hive mind that together and someone out there can let me know if that would change the tone of the instrument on it, but that's just some of the specs on it. So a little more modern take with the bridge, and I don't really know the benefits. Maybe this is a little bit more stable as we start getting into it with the RSD bridge. Nonetheless, bass 6s are rad. These are super nice. This is just, man, I love that first bass, right? That Jazz P. I don't know that it gets any cooler than this. Beyond the Burst, or Beauty of the Burst, 16, Gibson Custom Shop, Murphy Lab. That is a Japanese book that documented all of the Les Paul models. This thing's feather light too, it's crazy. From 58 to 60, and this was on page number 16 of it. It's just as good as it gets. Uncovered, custom bucker pickup in the bridge, covered custom bucker in the neck, unpotted. I love that. It sounds so good. It feeds back. It's imperfect. It's imperfect. That's the best way to put it. And with that comes all of the vibe. And this thing is like, I don't know. I love Fender Custom Shop stuff. I always feel like that feels like picking up a classic guitar. Nothing feels as good as these Murphy Lab relics like this. This is just, look at the relicing on that. It's so good. Ugh, man. I mean, this is so beyond what I would need as a guitar player. But man, it is beautiful. Just touching it is so cool. So in stock, won't be for long. Someone's gonna snag that up and get a real beauty. And then limited edition 60s Les Paul Double Trouble. So we have the 61R and 61T pickups in it. I could be getting that wrong. Basically, it's a 60s Les Paul, but with a slightly faded finish on it and the uncovered white bobbin pickups on that. So it's just a slight change in look on this, but you still have the slim taper neck. Heavier than that, but not terribly heavy. And just a beautiful aged tobacco burst on that. It really, really looks nice. You can just tell it's lightened up ever so slightly. Also in stock, limited edition, that's brand new. Now, Margo Price J45, her signature model. I love that, reminds me of that Chris Stapleton pickguards on it. As someone that loves graphic design and art, I love these subtleties in it. I've talked about it a lot. We'll talk about it more coming up here on a couple of these Fenders, or the last Fender. LR bags, red spruce top, mahogany back and sides. Everything's pretty standard with this, slightly thinner body, right? So we changed the sound just a little bit on that. So Margo Price J45. Joe did a video on this. That'll be out later this week. And then Nathaniel Rateliff, historically a great seller for us, LG2 Western. Adirondack red spruce top, mahogany back and sides. Smaller body shape overall on this. Still have some bags, electronics in it. 24 3/4 scale length. These sound great, sell great, very cool guitars. And then two Fender Custom Shops, gonna kind of circle back to that brand, that sector. How cool is this? Love a 70s Tele. Love this pickup combination too. Original black art in the bridge, Kniffy wide range in the neck, lightweight, feels good, looks good. I love a 70s Tele. I just think this looks so cool with the top hat knobs on it. This just has a ton of vibe. And then an interesting one, Strat HSS S1. This has a pickup that I don't know outside of the artist's name I've ever seen in a custom shop. Could be wrong on that. Oh, great. Say this again on a team. Brent knew it. He knew what I was going to say. He's so good on the camera. Look at the fretwork on this. Like this, is this master built? This isn't master built. Someone should grab this. This is killing. Jeff Beck pickup in the bridge, 69 pickups in the neck and the middle, mint green guard on the Age 3-tone Sunburst. Beautiful piece of 3A rosewood. Seriously, that fretwork is gorgeous on this. Man, this is a great team build. I've said it before, team build's killing it on their fretwork. It's amazing. S1 switch 2. I was looking up specs, and not that it matters because you know me, I wouldn't remember it. But S1, I'm assuming that is a coil tap or coil split here in the bridge. But there's a picture of the shop floor traveler. I'm sure that we can get the right answer on that. So, back in the shop, Joe's back, I'm back. NAMM guitars are still there, Taylor and Martin. We got some cool events coming up. If you got trades, reach out, 412-343-5299. If you see anything in this video you want to buy, you want to trade in, you just want to sell us your gear, reach out, we'll take care of you. See you next time. Thank you.